gorgeous day. Day.
My brain became slower. It's basically like losing your identity. Stroke or heart attack, any similar experience, it's like a grieving process. You've got to get through that grieving process of the Shelagh that you've lost, the type of life that you had that you've lost, that you've got to accept that you're not going to get back. And I couldn't accept it. I'm Shelagh Brennand. I live on the Sunshine Coast, clearly originally from Yorkshire in England, been here 10 years. Husband David and nearly 17-year-old son Patrick. I'm one of 4 children. I've got 2 sisters and a brother. But when I said I wanted to join the police, he was probably quite surprised because I think I still am a little bit sensitive to things, but nobody could imagine me as a police officer because you have to be forthright and big and bold and brave. And everybody thought, that's a strange career. But yeah, I always wanted to be a police officer and I really loved my career. Real eye-opener, and having gone through the ranks and retiring as a detective inspector, I probably would have carried on had I stayed, but 25 years was enough. You know, we booked this cruise. I tell you, we booked a cruise.
Oh, where'd you book?
Pacific Islands.
Oh, lovely.
David said last week, you know what? Let's just go. Let's just get away.
Which bird are you going on?
We're going on the Legend, the Carnival Legend. I always thought I would retire early and then I'd be a ladies what do lunch type of girl and, you know, have a coffee here, have a coffee there, but, you know, that only lasts a short while before boredom sets in. I said to David, I need something to do. So David suggested becoming a private investigator. And I said, well, how do I do that then? So because of my 25 years in the police, they accepted that as a recognition of prior learning, so I didn't have to do the course. About anything due this week, next week? Is there something to go on?
My CST is on Wednesday.
Is that an exam?
No, that's kind of like a 2 or 3 minute speech.
In 2013, a sunny morning with Patrick, who was 11 at the time, we'd been gardening. I'd got a little bit too hot. I went inside and collapsed. Huge life change. I thought I was on top of everything. It wasn't going to beat me, and sadly after about 3 months I got depression, cried a lot, couldn't really get out of bed, and everything, whatever normal is, everything went back to normal, and I didn't have anything to look forward to. Well, my brain, it's much slower than it was, but in time, it's 5.5 years ago now, it's got so much better, and we have to keep using it, and your brain can repair. Oh, look at the Roo, he's got something in his mouth, he's got a bit of grass. Oh, hope he's seen him. Oh, nice. He'll have slowed down, yeah. I just found that I wasn't sharp enough, and to do the investigations I was doing and the job I was doing, if I can't do it properly, I'm not going to do it all. Part of it was, well, what can I do? And I felt pretty useless. And having that feeling of uselessness, even saying to your husband, I don't feel I've anything worthwhile in my life, I wanted something for me. I wanted something where I felt I'd done a good job. I know I'm hopefully a good wife and mother, but I just wanted that something to do, and able to use my brain is what I'd done all my career. So not being able to use it, I just felt I couldn't do anything. I'd got a rescue dog the month before my stroke, so Lily got me up and walking. But it was my youngest sister Patricia who eventually decided I need some medication. So I went to the doctors, which stopped the crying, the tears, but I still felt very flat and didn't feel how I could move forward.
Come on, Lily. Come on, Alfie. Oh, God, do this shirt, mate?
No, it's fine.
It's a bit sunny.
Absolutely needed a new purpose, but however much I delved, I couldn't find one. And I was writing more and more poetry, more dark, sad poetry, which I was still sharing, and others were saying, yep, that's me, I feel like that. where the poetry has come from. Within a few days of coming round from my stroke, that my brain would only work in rhyme. My poems are just coming daily, and I decided to share the poems initially with the Stroke Foundation and with stroke groups on the internet, and other stroke survivors and carers found real comfort from me explaining how I felt. Now, whether that's the frustrations, the sadness, or the amusing times that are part of any stroke recovery, they felt that I was their voice that they couldn't really give. And the mindfulness, I decided then to move forth and publish my book, self-publish A Stroke of Poetry, a couple of years later in 2015. So I'm just going to start with a poem I wrote that isn't in my book, A Stroke of Poetry, and I write them as I feel them, as most people know, with my poetry, because my rhymes came well after my stroke, because that's how my brain works. And it's called Be Positive. So do you ever feel lost and helpless and feel like a person you don't know, and all around you're looking but you don't know where to go? Outwardly you seem okay, your friends don't have a clue, but deep inside you're hurting and you don't know what to do. You retreat inside yourself each day and never let the sadness out, even though your head is hurting and you want to scream and shout. There are so many people who often cannot cope. They feel their life is over and no longer have that hope. Please now let me tell you, I have been there just like you. I've tried to cry each day away, believing I would pull through. We know it isn't easy to move on with your life when you've had such a setback, lots of worry, stress and strife. What's the key to getting better? So many will tell you how. So please have positivity and keep celebrating the now. I think first and foremost is reach out for support, whether that's medical, friends, family. Don't try and get better alone, because I don't feel you can. Again, this is my experience, this is what happened to me. I don't think I would have got better had people not intervened. And focusing on something that you can do, not what you can't, because if I can't go back to that life, I can't go back to that life, no matter how hard I try or how upsetting it is. So I need to focus on something I can do to move forward, and positivity focus, and just being grateful for the life you have.
Sorry, can we do this Saturday Night Fever? It's a driving test.
Okay, so we need to try some in the car park.
See you, Pam.
Oh, see you, love. Okay,
Bye.
take care back. Have a lovely day. See you tonight. Bye. There is help out there, but you have to ask for it. You have to be prepared to say, I need help, I'm not okay. So that's a big thing.